And welcome back to the channel. Josh and Brandy Helm here. We are super excited because today we're doing another tour video on our Lonestar landing project this time. This one comes with inspiration from our previous Wills Point Barndominium, which interestingly enough, this project is in Wills Point too. We have a new name for this one. It's the Lonestar Landing. It has an extended carport, which could have been a shop as well. So maybe there'll be another version of this at another point in time. We've been showing you guys some progression of this build along the way on the channel. So if you haven't watched some of those previous videos, we take you through and show you the framing process and some of the walkthroughs along the way. But let's give them some details about this build today.
Sure, so this is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home. There's 1,760 square foot of living space, 964 square foot of carport area, and 438 square foot on the porches.
A couple of other features on this is we're accenting the roof with a darker contrast today with the brown panel that we're using for the PBR style panel, as well as brown trim. And then we have a desert tan panel on the exterior walls. And we have some stone accents too.
Yeah, it's a Cherokee blend stone.
With a smooth Luter stone that we're using for the water table on the top to cap it off. You'll want to stick around to the end of the video because we're going to be discussing cost and giving you a real-time value of what it might take to build out on a property somewhere in our build radius if you're building with Texas Best. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Let's get it going. This is a nice, beautiful, decorative gable design as we come in on the porch, and these beautiful double doors for the entryway.
Yeah, they did a satin oak wood stain.
Okay.
That matches with the inside here. Everything looks so good in here.
Yeah, this is awesome. One of the things here is we do have the open design, split design too, because we have living on one side and living on the other, and then we have our big vaulted living area in between. We have a beautiful fireplace.
Yes, and it's got the same stone on the fireplace that we used outside.
And this is got the Luter capped off there for the hearth, as well as the mantle has the wood accent, which matches the door stain as well.
And I really like how they did the built-in cabinets here to the left of the fireplace. I feel like that makes a great place to store things, maybe even like your DVRs or your TV satellites, different things like that you have to, the control boxes that you have to have somewhere. It's a good place to put them.
Yeah, and for the layout here, you could imagine this could all be just one big, large living room, which would work well for the entry into here. Now, one thing I do want to point out before we go too far is some of the intricate cutting that our cabinet man did for our upright cabinets. You can see this all got scribed against the stone. It's always nice when they can do this. It really makes it blend well.
A nice finished piece.
Yeah, instead of having a straight cut. And then a beautiful windmill fan in this figure.
I think that's a great focal piece in here because it's got the wood tones to it, and I just love the feel that it creates in here.
It's got a lot of like special details there. Perfect fit for this setting of this room.
So they did a Honey Ridge luxury vinyl all throughout. So it's definitely got a lot of the brown tones and the tans, and it ties everything together.
For those of you that are like, hey, that's a lot of brown, it works well for rustic, and that's sort of the feel that they were going for here on this build.
They did a natural linen on all the wall colors, and then they did a Dover white by Sherwin-Williams on all the trim.
Now, I've actually seen in one of our previous clients for this layout how they've worked it, and they actually had like a couple couches here, and then it was kind of cool. They set up their office here on this side, so a little office desk facing that wall, which worked well. And then back over here, plenty of space for a full dining room. You don't always have this much room, but here, this particular layout I think is perfect for that. Now, this is a husband and wife couple that's gonna live here, but it's gonna be really spacious for 2 people.
So we have a beautiful granite countertop here. It's Constantino Caroline Summer granite, and it's got some real pretty tans and a little bit of black, so that looks really good, like with their hardware and the things they did in here.
A lot of drawer space here off the front. We do have an inset microwave drawer, which is sort of routine with what a lot of people have been doing in recent builds.
I just really like that part. I like having it tucked away instead of, sitting on the counter somewhere. I like for it to be built in. They basically did all drawers in this kitchen on the lowers, except for on the front of this island, they actually did some cabinet doors.
We have a full refrigerator cabinet, so this will allow for a full depth fridge, as well as a lot of upper storage there that goes above there. And then we'll have a range oven, which can go right here.
And they also did the satin oakwood stain on all these cabinets to match the front door, the mantle, all that, it all ties together.
And in typical fashion, you guys know how it is. Your vent hood cabinet always goes up a little bit higher. That cabinet has to reach the ceiling height of the room behind it, so your vent can go into the ceiling space. That's some of the reasons why those go up higher. It also adds a little bit more aesthetic to the design.
It gives some more dimension to the cabinet.
Here we got the uppers, which are stacked. These cabinets, I believe, are like 10 foot tall instead of 9 this time, which gives you a lot of height for a larger vault here.
And then we've got a nice corner pantry here. I know it's your favorite. It's definitely a staple for us, but they got to lay that out, and they actually added a plug in here for if they needed to charge anything or throw a few small appliances in there.
I don't know if a corner pantry is my favorite. I just think pantries are my favorite.
Okay. Anything with food.
But it is convenient a lot of times because it's pretty well close to the refrigerator.
I love this little farm sink. It's got a little bit of a smaller profile. It's not so deep on the exterior, but it's deep on the inside. So it's got a little bit of a slope to it.
Yeah, and we had this on one of our previous builds where the drain was offset to the corner, allowing this slope to come over here. I like that because it gives a lot more room. So that's pretty nice, and that's a Kohler farm sink.
And I like that they did the window over the sink here so you can look out. They did all the oil rub bronze hardware and the faucet.
This backsplash is an Avellino Botticino marble tile, but it has more of a travertine look to it, which makes it stand out a little bit as well for that look. A little bit of a softer touch back there. And then here we'll have dishwasher. Appliances didn't quite make it in for today, but I believe they're expected to come in maybe tomorrow.
And I don't want to forget that over our beautiful island, we have 3 pendant lights. They're the bronze, so they match all the hardware in the kitchen. And I love that it matches the gooseneck over the sink.
Yeah, and this is not always as easy as you think because you do have some sloped ceilings that you're having to work with, but you guys did a pretty good job putting these together. So here we do have a small hallway as we come into bedroom number 1.
Yes, this guest bedroom is about an 11 by 12.
It does have can lighting. We've got ceiling fan.
And then we've got a beautiful double door closet here with lots of space and lots of cubbies to maybe put shoes and the different clothes hanging on both sides.
Yeah, the double hanging racks. So always a nice touch.
An auto light.
Yeah.
You can keep the doors closed, you can keep the lights off.
So here you'll notice we do have the larger baseboards in this house as well, which is pretty common for our farm style look. It's a little beefier than what you might normally would use, but it's a 1x6 is essentially what it is. And now off of this hallway, we also have this bathroom, which joins between the 2 rooms. And here we've got a 4-foot vanity with the drawer space as well as cabinets and an under mount sink. We've got some more of that beautiful countertop here. I always like having the wrapped framed mirror and a little bit larger mirror. I know that sometimes people like to be a little more decorative with that, but I'm more functionality, and I think having a larger mirror is good, especially when it's tall enough, because sometimes those little round mirrors don't really quite do it. Here we also have a 3-bar light. We've got some more upper cabinets for linens, our typical setup here for the toilet, and a beautiful subway tile, which is a darker brownish blend tone. And this has sort of that old world feel to it, but it looks nice with this darker grout line that we're using. And then we've got our tub with all the black accents for the hardware. Also, we do have an inset here with our niche for the soap box, which is a nice touch as well. Lastly, our tile goes all the way up to the ceiling. This is sort of a typical thing that we do. Something about it, just cutting it off right there. I feel like that adds a little extra element to it.
And for our second guest bedroom, we have another 11 by 12 room, it's basically a mirror image of the previous room.
Does have a window off the back instead of the front of the house now.
Yes, it does. And the auto light on the closet. And this has just got the hanging storage upper and lowers.
It doesn't have the cubbies here. Now this is something we always kind of leave to our clients. They kind of get involved and give us some of the layout.
Well, sure, they've got an idea of what they're planning on doing with this room, so they change up the closet to fit their needs.
Sometimes this ends up being like a little office, you know, they can inset like a little desk station, which is nice for, say, if they had college students or high school students. That works out good as well. Now we're headed over to the master suite. And some of you guys have seen this layout before, but it looks a lot different because you change the colors, you change the flooring, it all has a whole different appeal to it. We do have can lighting here, we've got the ceiling fan with the light in the middle, which here we have the special accents on the lighting there.
Yeah, they've kept the same flooring throughout, the same wall colors, trim colors, the natural linen on the walls and the Dover white on the trim, and then this vinyl all the way through. I like having double doors here. It looks really nice going into this master bathroom.
There's always a little touch of extra in the master bedroom, and here I don't think it's going to disappoint. We have got our dual sink vanity here with the undermount white porcelain sinks and the rectangular.
Yeah, they continue the same granite in here as well, and also the oak wood stain on all the cabinets in here also. One of my favorite things in this bathroom is going to be this clawfoot tub. It's a beautiful statement piece in this area. I love how it has this really neat, ornate, freestanding faucet, and I love how they wrap the tile backsplash all the way around.
Yeah, it's nice to have the continuation of your flooring. Now, I've seen some people break up the flooring a little bit too to go tile, and here in this case we don't have hardwood. This is a vinyl plank flooring that goes underneath there. I think that's the thing with a clawfoot tub that always looks so good is it's like a furniture piece. And so that's kind of cool to have for your bathtub. For our shower, this is really nice. We do have a step down shower. We've got some flat, smooth pebble stones. We're continuing all this wall tile that you guys have seen us do in the other bathroom. Now, if you have a really good look and you like it, I think you should just keep going with it. And here it works well in this build. There is a continuation of our countertop for the bench. We have a soap box in here too, where it continues some of that flat stone on the wall. And we have the ornamental black faucet that we're using for the shower faucet in here, having a good contrast between all this tile. But I like seeing the continuation of the tile here. It's a good look for this whole layout. We also have this frameless glass that we're using with the black accent pieces. We don't like to necessarily do those what do you call them? Frameless glass. So this is a frameless. We don't like to do the semi-frameless. So we have a private toilet room there.
With the cabinets up above for your toiletries or linens.
And one of the things you guys might remember about the previous design when we did this on the Wheelspark Barndominium is there was a cut-through door that had a pocket door that went into the laundry room on the other side. Now we're going to go to the laundry room next after we show you the huge walk-in closet here.
Yeah, so there's lots of space in here. We've got cubbies lined pretty much almost to the ceiling on this left side, and we've got the uppers and lowers.
You also have space over here if you wanted to do a little bit of dress storage. That could be set up for that.
Or you could even put a dresser there.
We also have the attic access in this room for where all the air conditioning and all that stuff goes up. So let's go now. I want to show you guys the laundry and utility area, which is just on the other side of this master suite. So one of the things that worked really well about this build is having a pass-through, which this worked out well for having our connection to the covered parking area, which is typical, right? To come in sometimes through the laundry room. Here we have a little bit of everything going on. They didn't want to skip out on having a really nice setup in here, but they knew that the water heater needed to go in here too, because we didn't want to put it in the attic for this build. So here, which is kind of different, you're seeing our water heater in this front space. Takes a little bit extra wide cabinet, but this works well for water heater.
Well, I like that you don't have to look at it. It's definitely tucked away and everything still flows.
A lot of counter space that we've got in here too, which is really nice.
Lots of places to fold laundry. Definitely got the lowers and the uppers for all of your laundry, detergents, and all those kind of things.
Now, I think in the previous design, there might have been a sink that we did in here because we had maybe a refrigerator. I can't remember exactly on that, but we did have a sink and some upper cabinet there.
And obviously we've got our place for our washer and dryer with the window looking out to the back. But I think the best part in here is this little mud bench area. It's a place to land when you're coming in and out of that door.
We had to do some special things as well when we were early on in construction because this sort of became the hub for all the utilities. So we had our electric panel, which initially they actually had right there, and our clients again didn't want to do away with the aesthetics here by having an electrical panel in here. So here,
It's not pretty.
yeah, we switched it to the other side. So we've actually got an exterior panel for all the power on that side, and then here it enabled us to have that room back for them to do a typical mud bench.
Yeah, they've got the hangers, they've got the drawers underneath that you can put things away, and then obviously some storage up above.
And it also leads us to the next part, which is our covered parking. So we've got this nice solid hardwood door with the glass. Gives you a little bit of a side view. Now this is our covered parking area on this build. This is something that we sort of talked about on our Wills Point Barndominium of how it could easily be done. It could be added to have a shop or a garage right here off of that setup or that design. This is exactly what this is.
Well, the thing about a carport, I feel like it's kind of dual purpose. You can obviously park under it, but I like that it's almost like a big porch area. So you could definitely set up for a party. You could use it as a porch instead if you didn't want to park here.
Yeah, that's a great point because when you're in a good weather climate like we are right now, I mean, you could pretty much do anything. And look, mid part of the day, all of this is shaded. I like the direction of it as well. It gives us a really good setup for hosting parties, events, as well as just a good place to park. This turned out great. It's a 30 by 32 foot, so it gives you a lot of side. And the great thing about this is all of our foundation here, this was poured at the same time, so we've got all the same amount of concrete for this whole slab that we do for the living, which means any of this could be built out. That's something to keep in mind if you get all that incorporated into your initial setup. So that pretty much sums up our walkthrough tour. So now we want to give you guys an idea of what it takes to produce this in real time based on today's costs and values. It's been a minute since we budgeted this for our clients. We don't give you that kind of price of what it costs them. This is what it would cost today. Now, it may be different, depends on when you're watching this. You have to look down on the dates in the videos. But today's cost on this project, again, let's give them the square footage.
There's 1,760 square foot of living space, 964 square foot of carport area, and 438 square foot on the porches.
All of that comes to right around $430,000, just a little bit under that. That kind of gives you an idea of what it would cost if you were building in our build radius, in our territory, with Texas Best, not somebody else, but building with us based on the quality of build that we do. 2x6 studded walls, exterior construction with the zip system and all of the other factors that we include into that when it comes to our customized finishes. What it wouldn't include is like, say, change orders, extras, all the kind of things that maybe our clients might have upgraded along the way. There may be a few change orders in here, but not much. This one stayed in line with the budget. That gives you an idea about what this would cost. If you guys have any questions, put them in the comments below and let us know what you think about this build too. We'd always love to hear your feedback. Also, if you haven't checked it out, we have a link tree where you can find all those direct links which get you to all of our resources. We have a Barndo calculator at barndoquote.com. We have plans available as well as this plan.
And planning strategies as well.
Yes.
To help get you started in the process.
That's something we worked on earlier this year where we sort of organized a list of things that you could focus on You can find that at our link tree.
Or in the resource tab on our website.
Additionally, you can find this plan available, which is the Lonestar Landing, on our bestbarndoplans.com. A lot of links. We'll try to put them in a comment below so you guys can find that stuff direct. If you guys haven't followed us on Facebook and Instagram, please do that now. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel so that you can find us when we're doing some more tours, because we got quite a bit more coming and a lot more barndos coming to show you guys along the way. I'm Josh Helm.
And I'm Brandy Helm.
We're wishing you all the best. Thanks for watching Texas Best.